Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video. Today we're now going to be celebrating the 500 subscriber special. Where we're going to be going over some cut content from my YouTube channel. Stuff that was just cut that just could not make the channel. Alrighty, so let's just get started. Okay, so number one is a science video. Okay, so why we made this? This was back in 2021 in May. Hey, back when I was still on Zoom, we did this like Jeopardy thing in my class for science to review for an upcoming exam, and I decided to film it with my iPad, and I was gonna upload it to my YouTube channel. But the problem was, it had to be cut because I would actually be revealing teacher and classmates' name, possible other personal information, and on my computer screen, or people's names, my school, which would have been very bad. So that's why that video had to get cut from the channel. It was going to be my first upload. It was originally going to be called "Use this to study for an exam." Probably would have gotten a lot of clicks and a lot of views, but unfortunately it just couldn't make it. Next up was my 13th birthday wish list. Okay, so back in July, I ended up filming my birthday wish list. My 13th birthday wish list, which unfortunately got cut because when I was in the middle of uploading the video and it was processing. And this is my first day of YouTube and I didn't really know back then. I deleted the video as it was still uploading, which corrupted the file, and the file is still lost. So, unfortunately, as you'll never be seeing that video again. Next up is Monster Jam World Finals 22. In Monster Jam World Finals 22 Freestyle, there was originally in freestyle, the whole freestyle was gonna get filmed of all trucks. And we only filmed the last 5 because we were having technical difficulties with the music. The music for some trucks, like Avenger and Monster Energy, it had to be cut. Were copyrighted, and I didn't know that. And I didn't know how to get copyrighted music on there. Since we were dumb at YouTube back then, I ended up having my part 1 had Cody Associate go out to freestyle, which got the video taken down. And just we did not know about that much music copyright. We thought every song would be copyrighted to get my video taken down. So we took down part 2 as well. Each part was going to feature 6 trucks to freestyle. Since we were filming off the TV screen using an iPad, which did not have that much storage. This is back before we got a tripod or anything else. And we were using iPhones, which have way better storage. So part 2 didn't necessarily have to be taken down. If I only would have known you just had to mute the music, if I only would have known that a year ago, this would have still been on YouTube. This would have been on YouTube. Next up would be the Hall of Fame induction of Scott Douglas. The Hall of Fame induction of Scott Douglas was originally going to be done on Sunday for freestyle back in World Finals 22. But unfortunately, due to all the music copyright and all the issues we had gone through, we had decided to just scrap that idea. And he would get inducted during the halftime at the grandparents' finale show. The grandparents' house finale show. That's when we did it, but we decided to not film it. Next up is Sweet Victory. Since we did not know about music copyright, this was going to perform during the halftime of Monster Jam, during Monster Jam World Finals 23. Monster Jam World Finals, not 23, World Finals 22. This was going to play. But unfortunately, due to copyright music and issues, we decided to scrap this idea, and this would later be performed during the Grandma and Grandpa's House finale event, but it was not filmed. Next up is a speed run in 39 minutes and something. This would be cut because of all the videos I was filming off my iPad. I ended up running out of storage, and so the full speed run could not get filmed as it got cut off at some point. Next up would be a SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom 80% speed run in 4 hours and 45 minutes. I was filming this off an iPad on a TV, and unfortunately this would have to get cut because I ran out of storage when I was entering the Robo Sandy boss fight about an hour into the run. Yeah, I was entering Robo Sandy back last year, and an hour into the run. Thank goodness we're now doing 30 minutes into the run now as of more of my recent PBs. Next up is Minecraft. Okay, so me and Jackson and Jonas were at Jonas's house, where he was playing playing some Minecraft on his PC. Since I didn't know about capturing back then, and I decided to film this with my iPad of me and Jonas playing the game on the computer. But this would have to be cut because I accidentally revealed his school and his last name. And plus that video was kind of crappy quality anyway, so we had to scrap it. We had to cut it. Next up is our 2 freestyles I had to refilm. 2 freestyles had to get filmed due to my camera. It was all sideways and things like that. The camera would be sideways for some of the videos. So we had to refilm 2 freestyles. The 2 freestyles we had to refilm was Jimmy Creighton and Bounty Hunter at the Grandparents finale, the event, and Vendetta's freestyle from Houston in Texas, show number 2. So we had to unfortunately refilm these because the video was all sideways and we noticed it, so we had to refilm the 2 freestyles. Next up were 2 freestyles that unfortunately could not make it into a video. Those were Bakugan Dragonoids, Camden Murphy's freestyle from Glendale. From Glendale this year, and Jamie Garner and Overboard's freestyle back in San Antonio. I guess when I was making the iMovie, I had accidentally even unclicked them, or I never even clicked them at all. These videos are really lost, so unfortunately you guys will never get to see these. Also, something that was cut is bringing trucks back to the pit area, such as Blue Thunder and Overboard. In San Antonio, Texas from this year, Overboard and Blue Thunder were being taken back to the pits. Like with Overboard's freestyle from San Antonio, I guess I must have not clicked on this, and this would get cut from the video. Next up would be Raminator in Baltimore. All the stuff in Raminator's skills, donuts, and freestyles from Baltimore at the beginning of the year would be cut. I didn't know Back in Black was copyrighted because other people had somehow gotten away with it. So Back in Black was copyrighted, so I had to use a different theme song when heading into Kansas City for the next week. But everything in that had to be copyrighted, and we had to mute that music. Baltimore was also, guys, an event that almost completely was gonna be cut in a lost event because of all the music technical difficulties we had, not knowing that much about YouTube. Alright, next up is Saigon Shakers Tampa 3 Skills Challenge Run. We had filmed the run sideways, and since there are no redos in Monster Jam, we just had to take Saigon Shaker back to the pits, and we were saying that he did unfortunately not compete. Even though we did film his run, but we had to scrap it, and because we had filmed it sideways, and there are no redos in Monster Jam, so we had to just completely scrap that, and Saigon Shaker would not compete for that skills challenge. Next up, in the Battle for Bikini Bottom walkthrough, the OG Battle for Bikini Bottom walkthrough, I had to cut something out of the video. I had to restart the entire game at one point, because and when I play the original Battle for Bikini Bottom for a casual playthrough, I don't like to collect the shiny objects that are in the hub world. Well, in the main hub area, I don't really like to collect and pick up the shiny objects. For nostalgia, I just like to leave them where they're at. So I did that, and one day when I was spawning into the game, I was trying to set up the camera. This was right before part 3, so we weren't that far. We'd only completed the first hub area. So I had to restart the entire game, but luckily I was able to get through it pretty fast, so all we had to do was just the first hub area and SpongeBob's house. Next up would be the Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated walkthrough. Also, I had to refilm. I also had to restart over in the middle of part 2. During part 2, while I was jumping around like an idiot in Squidward's house, I had ended up accidentally skipping a dialogue, so I was jumping and I accidentally hit X. I then later just restarted the whole part, and I restarted the entirety of that walkthrough. I may have made an iMovie cut, but yeah. Also for Rehydrated, Also, guys, the multiplayer mode, guys, will be played as part 28 during the Rehydrated walkthrough. So, yeah, that was something that we were originally not going to do, but we decided to do anyway. Also, the format of the walkthrough was going to be a bit different. As I was going in to trade socks with Patrick, I would trade them in after almost gotten 10 socks after every single level. This would later be scrapped. And I was originally going to do the movie theater on part 18 and get all Mr. Krabs' spatulas on part 10. But we had later just decided to cut and scrap that idea. And do Krabs and Patrick Spatula and movie theater all on part 25, which will be coming up later this week. Next up would be Thursday at the stadium for Monster Jam Tampa show number 1. While loading up I think it was loading up Megalodon back to the trailer. I had ended up accidentally leaking some personal info somewhere. So we had to refilm that, and we had just completely scrapped that from the video. So we refilmed Megalodon getting loaded into the trailer. Next up is Monster Jam Steel Titans 2. Honestly, why did I put this in here again? Okay, so here's what I think. I don't remember why I put Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 in here, but what the reason I can remember is that in Monster Jam Steel Titans 2, the All-Star Challenge from last year was originally going to be on Steel Titans 2, but this would later on get cut because there was no Fire and Ice trucks on All-Star in Steel Titans 2. Next up is Friday at the stadium. There was some stuff that I wish I had filmed, but unfortunately didn't. Number one thing I was going to film was my reaction when I was originally driving by the stadium. But unfortunately, guys, I had to cut and we decided to not film that. We also was going to film stuff at Walmart just to show what trucks they had there. But this would also later on get cut. As I had forgotten to do so. The same can go out of, I think, a PetSmart or some pet store, where I was going to film around in there and show you all the animals, because when we're up doing Friday at the stadium, what we did was after I got out of school early, I went to the stadium. I went to the stadium because I had good grades and I got out of school early. I was well behaved, and so went out of school, headed to the stadium, stayed at the stadium, and then we ended up at some point after they had crossed over, or I think it was either Max D or Stabilizer. Pretty sure it was Stabilizer. I would leave the stadium since that was all they were going to do for now, is they wouldn't cross Jester or Kraken until later on, probably till the next day, and they weren't going to do Saigon Shaker until a little later. So I decided to use that time, alright, let's go to Target and to Walmart that were close. So I went to Walmart first. I unfortunately couldn't film that stuff, and then I went, because under the Target where I was at, there was a PetSmart, and so I decided to go there. And yeah, I think we may have a picture from in there, but nothing else. We did film at the Target, though, that was there. Next up is a bunch of cut stuff from the Friday at the Stadium vlog for 2000 for the Monster Jam World Finals 21 at Friday at the Stadium vlog. There was a lot of things that got cut that I was originally gonna do. I wish I would have done this. Maybe I could remake the video. I could do a remake of the video. But the things that were cut was okay. So here's how the video was originally going to be formatted. I was originally going to start the video off by almost doing some sort of parody or a meme saying, Patrick, we're doing great. Monster Jam World Finals 21 is only 5 days away. By car. I was going to put that in there like when they said in the movie, hey Patrick, we're doing great. Shelf Day's only 5 days away. By car. Yeah, that was originally gonna get in there. As well as then what was gonna happen, I would make my first introduction to the vlog at my house, before we would leave for Orlando. I was gonna like talk about that I was gonna be like doing that. Then what I was gonna do, since like exiting out of like my street or my neighborhood, I was gonna play. If you can remember in SpongeBob Real Life episode 2 of how that cool car scene of J. Chase Films playing that cool music, I was gonna play that, but I didn't want to risk anything with copyright. And I just honestly never got around to doing this stuff. I was also gonna play this song, "The Power of Love," because it's from Back to the Future. It's kind of fire, so I was gonna play that while just getting onto like the interstate, heading to World Finals, and then like at some point way farther on in the journey when we were closer to Orlando, I was gonna play like Now That We're Men, that we've gotten so far. Then I was gonna film all my stuff at the stadium, and then I maybe would have gone around and done a tour of the hotel and ended the video. That's what was originally gonna happen, but it never happened. Next up, it was World Finals 21. If you guys can remember, on the Saturday at World Finals 21, we only did the 30th anniversary stunt and the racing, because skills, unfortunately, they couldn't do because of the rain, and that had happened. So we had just decided, and what I was gonna originally do is doing a little unboxing hauls from stuff I got at the stadium. Because while I was at the stadium, I ended up getting some things. I got the World Finals 21 commemorative truck, a Showtime Dragon, and true heavy metal El Toro Loco. I've gotten all these things at the stadium, and yeah. So that's why I probably aren't gonna see that I didn't get that many birthday presents this year, because I'd gotten a lot of stuff already from World Finals and from Walmart's earlier on in the year for this season. So, and plus Spin Master hadn't released that much stuff yet, but so yeah, so I ended up was gonna do that, but we didn't want to make the video too long because we were in a hotel and we didn't, and the Wi-Fi. It was better than another vacation I had went to this past summer. It was better than that, but unfortunately, I think we couldn't do that because we wanted to keep the video as short as we can, and so we get more view time, and so that way we can upload it faster because of the Wi-Fi and internet. Next up, during the World Finals 21 Pit Party vlog, number 1, the SpongeBob characters were going to appear more, but they didn't. There were some clips from the Pit Party that were cut out when we were trying to film during the interviews. And I was also going to try to interview every Monster Jam YouTuber I had recognized there, such as, I did interview a few. I did do one with Jesus Esparza, which you can find on his channel of his vlog. You can find me in there. We also did get one with Avengers Racing and Monster Jam OCD. Monster Jam OCD we got a picture with, but we unfortunately couldn't get other people. Like, I did see Monster Jam Lord in the line for El Toro Loco, and I did see Monster Jam Reels all chilling in a tent, a cooled, air-conditioned tent. I was gonna interview more people, but unfortunately, it couldn't just happen. I was too shy. My autistic shyness in person kind of scared me away from that. But maybe next year, if we go see them and they allow me to, maybe then they'll be in my vlog. Next up is my Battle for Bikini Bottom speedrun in 2 hours and 15 minutes. 90% speedrun. This originally was going to be uploaded on Monday, May 30th. But unfortunately, since I was on vacation in this vacation spot, unlike Orlando, I was practically on an island for this vacation. And I was practically on an island, so Wi-Fi's not that good, especially trying to upload an over 2 hour long video. It would have taken past our vacation to upload. Unfortunately, I could not upload this until I got back on June 3rd. I couldn't upload it until June 3rd. Next up is a Battle for Bikini Bottom 100% speedrun. A Battle for Bikini Bottom, in my 2 SpongeBob scripts, Battle for Bikini Bottom 100. I had 2 SpongeBob scripts and Battle for Bikini Bottom 100% speedruns that were originally cut. Well, unfortunately, guys, I could not. Okay, so the Sunday before I left for my vacation, I was gonna film a rehydrated 100% speedrun during the night, but I got less motivated because I kind of don't like playing video games at nighttime, kind of. And while it's dark, I just kind of don't like doing that. I'm not less motivated to, so I just told about the 8-hour speedrun I once did a long time ago. So, So yeah, I couldn't do that. So I couldn't do that. And then yeah, so I could not do that 100% speed run. So next up, at the bowling alley for the Friday St. Jude Bowling and Awards Show. What originally was gonna happen was I was gonna film everybody's bowls, but unfortunately that would take up too much storage and too much battery life. So I decided to only film mine and the first and last bowls of my mom, Jackson, and Jonas. So, yeah. Also, the award show was less quality because my friend had moved the tripod Jackson, he had accidentally moved the tripod. He didn't know, so we had to try, like, make a crappy setup for the award show, which is kind of quality because poor quality of some of the Steel Titans stuff I got in there. But, yeah. Okay, so, and during Monster Jam World Finals 23, some stuff was originally not gonna get live streamed. It was not gonna be originally live streamed because of how long, because I'd not known how to live stream. But I was eventually able to figure it out 10 minutes before the pit party had started. So it was not supposed to be live streamed. I was also going to originally film the trucks crossing for the pit party, but since there's like at least 100 of them here, I decided against that. World Finals 20, there was also supposed to be live stream for the pit party on Sunday, where I was just going to play the actual VOD from the World Finals 21 pit party, but unfortunately this had to be scrapped because of all the technical difficulties I had with live streaming the previous day. I decided to not do it. I just wanted to, go through this day, the World Finals with this one day with peace, because I had some hard times with this World Finals, like not being able to find buses, almost not getting the St. Jude truck, all technical difficulties with live stream, so I decided to not live stream Sunday. Also, the World Finals 23 pit party had to be cut a bit short at 4 p.m. because, I had to leave somewhere and I couldn't just leave it running live for hours while we were going somewhere, so we had to unfortunately, scrap it. Last in the pit party it had to get cut an hour and a half short. It was unfortunately realistic, but hey, that's just one of the hard things about trying to be a YouTuber as a kid is, some parental restrictions, so that's just one of the hard difficulties about trying to be a teenage YouTuber, almost. Also, something I did forget to mention is I had to actually re-upload the bowling alley video. So at the bowling alley video, if you can remember how it was originally going to be formatted, and I was going to do some vlog at the house first, then film when my first guest arrived, which was Jonas, and then I was going to film Jackson arriving, then when we left I was going to film something, and then I would film something at the bowling, I was going to film almost all of our bowls at the bowling alley. Then what we're going to try to go do is we're going to go get a Mr. Beast Burger. We tried 2 Mr. Beast Burgers. One didn't exist. It wasn't there. I don't know if it was formerly a Mr. Beast Burger, but then it got torn down, or if it's a Beast Burger that's going to be coming. And then we went to another Mr. Beast Burger, but unfortunately that one was closed. So, yeah, so we couldn't do that. So we decided just to go get some Burger King instead. While walking out from getting our Burger King, I accidentally leaked my mom's license plate. It was a good thing I didn't do this in other events, like when we were at the vlogging at the stadium for Thursday and Friday. It's a good thing that didn't happen then. So, yeah, so we had to actually cut that part out of the video. It's a good thing we hadn't realized this until weeks later when, it had more views, or I had deleted the iMovie and things, so we would have had to gone downloading a bunch of software, so we caught it, like almost immediately after it was uploading. I was just going through, my mom was looking at what I was watching on my iPad since I was watching my video, and, she had seen her license plate get leaked. Thank goodness, because it hadn't been out for that long, it only had 3 views, so it didn't give enough time for kidnappers or stuff like that to come out and I don't want a bunch of kidnappers and stalkers just roaming around my neighborhood waiting for the opportunity to get me. The good thing now, we could have, or we would have had to completely delete the video because we didn't have the, software, since we couldn't have the software on the computer to download the video, and, yeah, so it would have been a nightmare to get the video back, so It's a good thing we discovered then, and plus, you know, if there's a kidnapper or people watching or stalkers watching, they probably couldn't make it that far in the video unless they were put it on 2 times speed, or they were doing, they either put it 2 times speed or they fast forward through it. Next up is Employee of the Month review. Well, when I was reviewing Employee of the Month, I was original. I somehow the first video I'd made, and it was only 3 minutes, and I didn't realize it because I didn't know I stopped filming. So I had to refilm the Employee of the Month review. The review. First one is still on YouTube. So I don't know why it had stopped filming for some reason. So yeah. Next up would be Hero Pins. There would be several clips during cutscenes after the Roboplankton boss and the Squidosaurus Rex boss. We had to cut out because we had accidentally skipped the cutscenes. So I just used Kayona Kukera's footage from Hero Pins to film those cutscenes. Hopefully for Hero Pins Part 3 we won't have those technical difficulties. Also in Hero Pins Part 2, the video ended up having to get cut short. We were probably going to finish the game, but we ended up crashing on level 13. I don't know why we crashed on Hero Pins level 13. I don't know what happened to cause us to crash. I later just learned that we just needed to like turn on and then turn off the Xbox console. I just needed to quit and turn off the Xbox console and turn it back on again. But I didn't know that at the time, so we decided to call it quits. Also, during Hero Pins Part 1, we were going to try to, originally what was going to happen for my Hero Pins walkthrough, I was really going to do one level at a time, but I decided to scrap that idea, and I was going to do, for Part 1 was really going to be levels 1 through 5, 6 through 10 Part 2, and then 11 through 15 was going to be Part 3, but since, due to some difficulties we had, but due to technical difficulties of running out of storage in Part 1 and Part 2 ended up, you know, on Part 2 ended up running out of, we ran out of, I think, we crashed in Part 2. We had, the parting would still be different. Still be 3 parts, though. Hopefully, and we can get everything to work, and hopefully we'll get Part 3 done before the end of the summer. I think it's possible, because next week, my friend will be coming back from his vacation, so do we have a chance then? So not next week, but the week after could be a good week. We're gonna see if we can do it. Next up is oh, I did forget to mention something. Also, for Minecraft, what I may do a Minecraft video for a Technoblade tribute, where I'm gonna try to see hardcore Minecraft on my iPad, even though hardcore mode doesn't exist on my iPad, and I'll just film me, capture me, since I now know how to capture stuff on iPad. I'm gonna capture Minecraft on my iPad for a Technoblade tribute, where I try to see how far I can make it in Minecraft without dying, and also without killing pigs. Also for Technoblade, I was originally going to do a tribute to him in the practice video on Friday at the Stadium for Cleveland, Ohio, where I was going to say F-cancer and say the actual F-bomb, but I decided to not do that, because, one, I'm a Christian and swearing is kind of wrong, even though other people were saying it on all over YouTube, like Dream or Pokimane, or other people were saying F-cancer, or saying the actual F-bomb. I don't really know my settings with my YouTube, so I don't know, since I'm only, like, 14, I don't know if somehow my video would get taken down for saying a curse word, get my channel striked, and I lose monetization, or my channel gets deleted. So we decided not to, and I don't want my dad getting mad or upset at me for doing that. So yeah. Next up, in Cleveland, Ohio, that show was originally going to be live streamed, but due to all the technical difficulties and all the things we've been through with this season of Monster Jam, I decided to just have like a stress-free event where I decided to not live stream because of all the technical difficulties we had before. I may do live streams next year, but definitely not this year. Battle for the King Bomb Deluxe. Now, there were 2 Battle for the King Bomb Deluxe videos there were 3 Battle for the King Bomb Deluxe videos where I either had to make it 2 parts, or I had to, Or I had to refilm it. I'm gonna go get water real quickly. I'll be right back. So I'm back for Bikini Bottom Deluxe. I started to analyze this mod because I thought it was really cool. Cool what he was doing. You know, he's keeping all the original BFB music and adding new challenges. So I liked it, but I had to refilm I had to refilm the sliding the plane. I had to have 2 parts for sliding the plane because I was going to read his description. And if you're capturing a video and you exit out of full screen on a YouTube video, you will actually end up stopping the recording. I don't know why that exists and why that happens. So yeah, I wish it didn't do that, but unfortunately, it does. Also, I also had to make 2 parts for the Ready, Aim, Fire video. When, you know, with the cannons, that was one of my first videos I did. Somehow I clicked something and I somehow stopped the recording, so I had to just make it 2 parts. Then I refilmed the jellyfish video, because I had, like, forgotten to say stuff, or something had happened, and I had to refilm the cold jellyfish video. Next up is Axis Freestyle from East Rutherford 2022. In the rules of Monster Jam, you should know that you must go out in the order you had finished from the previous show. So Axe was so I had originally, when we were doing it, I guess I must have misread something, and we had accidentally skipped Axe. And so since we had to go in the actual order, we decided to have to cut Axis Freestyle for Preston Perez. Luckily, they didn't have to go out first in Al Lopez. Next up is a bunch of cut body designs for the World Finals. During World Finals 2023, what was originally going to happen was I was going to use for body paint schemes. I was going to use the Steps Overboard, Hardy Bad Company, Blue Jester, Green Kraken, and the World Finals 20 Avenger. But then after going to World Finals 21 in person and seeing all those cool designs, I was like, you know what, well, no, we'll just use the actual designs they used during World Finals, being Red Jester, Blue Kraken, Chrome Blue Overboard, Neon Orange Bad Company, and 25th Anniversary Avenger. Also, Gravedigger 40th Anniversary, I was going to have all 4 Gravediggers to compete to be 40th Anniversary Gravediggers, but unfortunately we could not get that to work out, because I didn't have enough. Also, during the entire season this year of Monster Jam, I was going to have the 40th Gravediggers run. But I decided against that because 1, it'd be cool to run some older paint schemes, and 2, I didn't have enough decals and 40th Anniversary Gravedigger trucks to do that. Okay, guys, so with my YouTube channel was originally going to be starting around May 9th or May 10th of 2021. For World Finals 22, my World Finals 22 was originally going to be around the beginning of May. Unfortunately, we had to scrap it till July because I had actually put, when we were making the channel, making my own separate channel, I had to, we actually set the settings to be under 13, so we had to unfortunately scrap that game, delay it by 2 months, and delay it to July. Next up is my 14th birthday. My 14th birthday haul was originally going to be uploaded today, this morning. But due to my mom taking her personal phone to work, which is what I filmed it on, I cannot upload it until later on this evening. Next up are 2 scrap paint schemes from the Showdown of World Finals 22, which were Saigon Shay was originally going to run his original scheme he had, but we decided to scrap that and just use the new scheme. And Jurassic Attack was also going to run this old scheme, but we decided to scrap that and use the new Cyborg Jurassic Attack. Also for my 14th birthday, there's also scrap stuff from my wish list that I was going to put on there, but we had to wait because I didn't know it existed when I filmed the video. Which was a Monster Machines Jurassic Attack, which would be useful because I could use the new Jurassic Attack. So that is cut, as well as the USA 4th of July truck, which also I think got cut as well. I might have put that on my wish list, but I can't remember. Also, for Friday at the Stadium in 2022. Okay, now why did I put... There's some things here on this slide which I put on here, but I can't remember why. Honestly, sometimes I forget why I put some of these slides on here. So I don't know why I put the Friday, this slide, so I guess it's unknown. Maybe he'll come back to me and click to me later on, but okay. Next up is, originally, for this slide, was gonna feature the blue Ford Tough. If you remember this slide for bringing truck back to the pit, this was originally gonna be the blue Ford Tough Blue Thunder picture, but I decided this looked cooler, so I decided to use this. Next, number 2 scrapped on 2 other scrap paint schemes from World Finals. Originally in World Finals, Todd Luke was going to run the Build Ford Tough Blue Thunder, and Tom Mentz was going to run Maximum Destruction. I decided I like the regular Max D and the regular Blue Thunder that we see nowadays better, so I decided to scrap these 2. Also, guys, there are other cut videos because of private information in that got revealed. We also, guys, we're at World Finals 23. We're gonna induct Gary Porter and Mike Wales into the Hall of Fame, but we decided against that, and that got cut. JH's films. This will be something I will eventually film. I was gonna do a ranking of my top 10 favorite JH's films, SpongeBob and real life episodes. I think I'll be doing this more towards the end of summer, so it's not cut. Next up, guys, there are some refilmed events. Monster Jam in Cincinnati, Ohio has been probably known for me, out of all the shows I've done this year, probably the worst show, in my opinion, I've filmed so far this season. In my opinion, because I ended up messing up a lot of times and I had to restart refilming. It's not because that my event is scripted, it's that I've forgotten to use stuff, like forgotten to play the theme song of the truck you just won, like the racing competition, or the donuts. I'm forgetting that I wanted to use the 40th anniversary Gravedigger for the event and not the Grandma Gravedigger, so I decided to refilm this a bunch of times, and definitely my least favorite event. Vancouver also had to get refilmed because of some stuff. I had accidentally, guys, when I was doing the event, when I was filming the event, at my first attempt I filmed at this event, I had to restart this a few times. I was originally going to use the American Anthem, and only the American Anthem. Then I forgot we were in Canada, so I had to scrap that. And then I was just gonna have the Canada theme, but then I decided to scrap that because I ended up using the US and Canada theme on my third try and got it right. Next up, is the national anthem from Tampa. From the real life Tampa shows. This was originally gonna get filmed, but we decided to not film it. I wish I did, because Johnny B's national anthem that we heard in Tampa was kind of fire. Parts of the national anthem are heard from Johnny B. If you were to go watch Monster Jam's Reels footage of it, you can hear it. Next, I have some cut stuff from the Tampa shows. I was originally going to film them towing off all the trucks off the track and bringing them back to the pits, as well as maybe post-show highlights, and as well as also victory speeches from the drivers. But we had decided against that, and didn't want to waste up too much storage and battery life. Next up is the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge, which was originally not going to get filmed because of music copyright issues we had earlier in the year. But after figuring everything out, we decided to do it. Also, during the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge, the encore was originally supposed to be Yeti and Wildfire doing the encore at the same time. But this would later on be cut due to some issue. It got really late. My dad went to bed. He was going to be my second player to do his encore with. So we decided to have to cut. So I just had to do single player two different times. Next up is a bunch of stuff from Monster Jam that I had to cut out for my events, because My parents were talking in the background. Definitely another issue of being a teenage YouTuber. My parents talking in the background of your videos. This happened in one of the racing results that I was going to try to say during East Rutherford, as well as a video during practice of Cleveland, Ohio. Next was the Grandma and Grandpa's house event, and the Grandparents finale show was also originally gonna get scrapped, but was not gonna be originally filmed. But since we figured out the music copyrighted issues, we had decided to do so. Next up is my non-captured videos were originally going to be captured, like some of the stuff off my PC, but we had figured this out from one of my speed runs. Rehydrated multiplayer mode was originally something we were not going to do. It was going to be Hero Pants Part 1, but since Jonas wasn't available, we decided to do this. Rehydrated multiplayer mode will be played with me and my dad. We'll be playing through that coming up this Sunday to end off the Rehydrated walkthrough. Next up is the World Finals 22 lineup video. I was really going to have commentary in this, but since I should have made this in PowerPoint, so I used screenshots from iMovie I took it off my iPad, this would get cut. SpongeBob SquarePants, there would be other SpongeBob SquarePants mods I wanted to analyze, like the FUD Collectathon and some other mods, but I decided to not do that. My Christmas haul 2022, who I was originally going to film my grandma, my mom, and my dad, and my cat of what they got for Christmas as well. But we had decided to scrap that because that'd be a bit too personal. So we also did me, and also some of the footage for both my Monster Jam shows and for these. Sometimes they're my Monster Jam shows for freestyles or skills. Sometimes it would be upside down stuff. So we had to scrap. Yeah, we didn't realize that. That made it into the video, but we didn't realize it was sideways. So yeah. Also, the news say so that happened as well as also, guys, in my Al Lopez event video, the footage was originally not some of the races I had accidentally filmed in slow-mo by accident. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that at the time while I was filming it. So yeah. Next has my World Finals 21 recap and thoughts video. This was originally going to be a video. If you remember my Tampa 2022 credits, when I was playing music while showing off stuff like results, competitors, who's featured. So we had ended up, that was originally what I was going to do here. I was going to use the episode 6 credits video from SpongeBob in real life while going through that, but we had decided to scrap the idea and just do a recap video. That was also going to be the same for my World Finals 23 World Finals as well. Next, there was Atlanta Motor Speedway. I had some ideas to do Atlanta this year, besides doing it on Steel Titans. I had ideas like doing it on my porch or doing it in my front driveway, where it's almost like a straight line. Also, ideas of like my grandma and grandpa's driveway. I had ideas for that. Or my other idea was to do it on either BeamNG or Rings of Rods. The Rings of Rods Mushroom Live did somehow make the 2022 Atlanta Motor Speedway track, but unfortunately, guys, it's not on Sim Monsters, so I don't know, and it'd be kind of hard to download Rings of Rods to my computer. We don't want to risk getting viruses, and we kind of don't know how to do that. So we just ended up doing Steel Titans. Next is my 21 subscriber special. My 21 subscriber special, I was gonna do that in I was gonna try to do that in 2021 as like a thank you video, but this would be cut due to, I didn't have 21 subscribers by the end of 2021. So, yeah, my subscriber goal will always be matched with the year, so I decided to do 21 last year, 222 next year, I'll do 2023 next year for my sub goal. Also, yeah. Next is this other cut stuff that I like either forgotten or haven't put in the video, like such as stuff like me not filming with the tripod, me not using the tripod for almost my entire Monster Jam season because we didn't if we hadn't had gotten it, and there's a bunch of other scrapped and cut stuff up as well. Also, there's other cut stuff I forgot to mention, like I was going to include more SpongeBob characters in my videos for Monster Jam, and the real-life Monster Jam events. I was going to feature more of my SpongeBob characters, and there's a bunch of other stuff I just like completely had forgotten about, and news videos I wasn't planning on making. In my Scott Hartsock tribute, I was originally not going to film that, but I decided to film it. So yeah, guys, there's a lot of cut stuff. A lot of other cut stuff that possibly I'd either just forgotten about, or I just couldn't put in the PowerPoint. And there's also 222 subscriber special, which will most likely happen towards the end of summer. Hey guys, I'd love to thank you guys for 500 subscribers. I did not think I'd get here as fast. Hey to Jesus, thank you to my parents for letting this happen to get 500 subscribers. My Monster Jam content is what really blew me up, in my classmates, classmates from my old school, maybe if they're somehow watching and they still stalk my channel, or in my Monster Jam content, which really blew me up, like the real life Tampa shows. So yeah, that'll be the end of this video. Thank you. We're getting closer. We just passed 600 subscribers. I really want to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, so that way I can start getting monetized. And again, that'll be the end of the video. Thank you everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and we'll see you all next time.